my fellow Arkansans. Today begins a new chapter for the state of Arkansas, one that renews faith in our government and way of life. I come before you today to announce that I will be challenging Senator John Boozman for the Republican nomination for the United States Senate. My qualifications are traditionally American. I am not a career politician. I have never held public office. I am not part of the elite. I am simply one of you. I am your fellow citizen. By profession, I'm a logistics specialist. I personally witnessed truckers across the country continue to deliver merchandise to our stores and our homes during the coronavirus pandemic. They kept the country moving forward, and they are heroes along with the many Americans who sacrificed so much for the love of country and neighbor. I am proud to say I was part of that effort to keep this country moving. The time has long since come for our politicians to emulate the character of these great Americans and come together when our great republic needs them the most. It is time for us all to come together and work toward real progress, not simply change. By education, I'm a historian and am currently finishing up my master's degree in government and political science at Johns Hopkins University. My great love of history has shown me two things. First, this country is the most successful experiment in government that the human race has yet imagined. And next, we must study history carefully to correctly learn from our missteps and improve upon our successes. Career politicians, or those who aspire to become long-term political forces, are incapable of creating legislation directed toward improving the lives of the average citizen. When our country was first formed, delegates such as farmers, silversmiths, journalists, doctors, and teachers held regular jobs. And when their civic duty was complete, they returned to their everyday life. George Washington's most impressive political action was that he voluntarily stepped down from power, as has every president since his time. My dream is not to be a politician. In fact, if elected, I will only seek to serve 2 terms in the U.S. Senate. Currently, the Senate works on a seniority system, and the longer a person serves in the Senate, the more power they have. It is true, but it must stop. Power should not be the result of tenure. It should be the result of ideas. Power ought to be the consequence of character and of ethics. Power and influence must be the outcome of values. One of my core values demands that I donate 15% of my salary to charity as your senator. The money I donate from my government salary will help victims of COVID-19 in Arkansas. Moreover, my values demand that I fight for equality, that I fight against discrimination, and fight for the disenfranchised. Put simply, my personal values dictate that I fight for the people of our great state, that I fight for you, each and every single one of you. In any fight, everyone is entitled to have a chance. The Democrats had their chance in Arkansas. They have controlled most of the political machine in this state as far back in our past as Reconstruction. In fact, it was only in the 21st century that Republicans started to gain any real type of control. But our Republican leadership has begun the downward spiral of letting us down, of letting you down. We have all heard the calls for the dismantling of political parties and demolishing them. Instead, we should think about how we can restore them. The GOP is the party of Lincoln. It is the party of equality. It is worthy of restoration, and it is worthy of more time. We must stop thinking in terms of red and blue and start living in terms of red, white, and blue. We have to get back to sound government and sound governing, focused on what unites us, not on what divides us. As a gay Republican, I have felt what it means to live on the blurry edges of being truly accepted by your community, if being accepted at all. I also truly understand the incivility that many citizens feel each day, the discrimination, and, at times, intimidation. While the Senator and I share many of the same beliefs on the future of our country and our great state, we vary greatly on the message of equality and the message of unity. How can Senator Boozman create legislation that places the people of Arkansas first when these very things are so unrelatable? He does not meet the moment of our times. I am, and always will be, transparent. And with me in Washington, it will be your vote, not mine. I will be your voice, not the corporations. I will listen to your words, not the lobbyist or special interest. My only special interest is Arkansas. My only lobbyist is the electorate. You will be the ones in control. And because of that, because I know I work for you and you alone, I will not be on either side of the aisle and can work to bring both sides truly together. In my heart, I'm a Republican. But if I were to tell you that I will vote with the Republican Party on every issue, that would not be the case. It will not be a Republican solution nor a Democratic solution that will bring this nation back to light. It will be a human solution, mixed with flavors of all ideologies. If I am truly to be a senator for this entire state, I will have to think like a Republican. And at other times I will have to think like a Democrat to find the right solution for the situation at hand. As your future representative, this is the responsible approach. What I can promise, what I will guarantee, is that I will always put the needs of the people of Arkansas first, above party loyalty. The Senate demands compromise, which is not a bad word, and cooperation, which is always a good word when done for the betterment of society. It's complicated. But when people of goodwill sit together, beside or across from each other, with the true courage of their convictions, they can find a way to work together. We've all heard tell of the camaraderie of Justices Ginsburg and Scalia, who disagreed on nearly every important issue, but were still the best of friends, brought together by a common love of opera of all things. But there are others as well. Did you know that Rush Limbaugh and Elton John were good friends? And of course, Bono and President George W. Bush. My point is this, and it is my deeply held belief, that political opponents need not be enemies. Rather, we should be patriots, all working for the common goal of making our country better, making our society better, making our citizens better. That we disagree on the path is not what is important. What truly matters is that we agree on the destination. At the end of his current term, Senator Boozman will have served for over 20 years in Washington. Clearly, he is respected. Respect which in the past he earned. Sadly, though, the last 4 years have cast a dark shadow on his tenure as a senator. It is for this reason I'm stepping in and stepping up to do what I can for Arkansas, as I believe we all must do. Mr. Boozman's dismal record of anti-equality only serves to polarize certain groups. How can he unify the state when his equality message is one of hate and division? How is he fit to serve when he has failed to listen to his constituents in a time of great upheaval in our republic? Senator Boozman's actions only serve to instigate division among our people. I will work tirelessly to unify us once again. It is time for progress. As I am certain you are aware, every year U.S. News and World Report ranks our colleges and universities. But did you know they do the same for our 50 states? According to their ranking, Arkansas is 45th overall. That is unacceptable. When you look closer, the picture doesn't get any better. We are 21st in fiscal stability, 32nd in opportunity, 42nd in education, and 49th in healthcare. The only good thing I have to say about how we as a state rank comparatively is that we are at least in the top 20 in the natural environment category. We're number 19 on that list. After over 10 years as our senator, I fear Mr. Boozman has lost touch with our state. He is not responsible for all our ills, but can we afford more years of his leadership? He has consistently let you down, the voters, the great people of this state. He refuses to listen to you and only goes with the party line. This must stop. It is time for an average citizen, one of us, to help Arkansas realize its full potential, to reach its desired destination. Having worked in the transportation and logistics industry, I know the practical requirements to get the job done. Having studied the Constitution and our system of government, I've learned the process of how to get the job done. Most importantly, I know what Arkansans are going through. I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. I know what it's like to have to choose which bill to pay today and which to put aside. But I am fully committed. I'm committed to the citizens of Arkansas and to the future of this state. United, great things can happen. As your senator, I will be unflinching, unwavering, and undeniably pro-equality, be it for the people of all faiths, the LGBTQ community, people of color, or any citizen who may feel disenfranchised or disregarded. I'm not a one-issue candidate, though. With me in the Senate, you will have a steadfast defender of the Second Amendment, an unquivering pro-life voice, a proponent for federal legislation legalizing cannabis, a champion of reasonable health care reform that ensures that all Americans will have health insurance, and that our health system will be worthy of this great nation. I will be a leader determined to ensure the highest education standards. Most importantly, I intend to make real strides toward increasing teachers' pay and securing more funding for our classrooms, not our educational boardrooms. Our veterans and law enforcement deserve our due respect as a people, and I intend to uphold and respect their sacrifice to the country and the rule of law. The Constitution of the United States is the supreme law of the land, and it secures the greatest rights of all our people. No right given to any citizen of any nation is greater than the right to vote, to have a voice, to stand up and be counted. This means, first and foremost, that we must ensure the integrity of our elections. And finally, as I've already promised, I will lead by example as a proponent of term limitations. I will not seek a third term. If you permit me to loosely quote a man, a general, who once fought to save the union of this great nation, after my second term, quote, "If I am nominated, I shall not run. If I am elected, I shall not serve," end quote. The United States Senate was once the greatest debating chamber in the world. Sadly, the discourse we witness today would embarrass the likes of Daniel Webster. The Senate can return to its former glory. The United States Senate is the final safeguard, the protector of the people. It must remain so. I am not interested in power for power's sake, and I am not looking for a new career in Washington. I am interested in Arkansas for Arkansans' sake. I'm asking you to hire me for a temporary position with a limited time clock to get it right, so I won't have any time to waste. I'm asking you to make a choice for the future of Arkansas and our Republican Party. Choose not to stay in the past and do things the way we have been. Send me to Washington, and I hope to start a new dynasty of leadership for our friends and neighbors. Leadership that evolves with our community, willing to change, learn, and grow, so we may be better enabled to face the struggles we as a nation have not yet imagined, as well as champion our collective successes. I hope to be the first of many Arkansan Republican leaders whose true purpose, without private personal motive, is to help Arkansans achieve all their beautiful and boundless dreams. I call on all Arkansans to join me in this movement and allow your voices to be heard. In this state, we have an amazing opportunity, not afforded to so many other states. Here, we can vote in any primary election we choose. That is a real political choice. In so many other states, voters are refused the opportunity to vote for a better candidate simply because that candidate never makes it to the general election ballot. Here, every election, primary or not, you have the right to walk in and say, yes, this is the person I think will serve us well. President Trump has recently endorsed Mr. Boozman, and of course he must. Political tradition, Republican Party ethics, and common sense say he should do so. We Republicans need more voices in the Senate, and he must do his best to rally around those he can. However, it is time for party traditions to change. In fact, it is time for party politics to stop seeming so much like gang mentality. We are not the Sharks and the Jets. So regardless of your political affiliation, regardless of your religious beliefs, what civic group you are a member of, or how you identify with society, I'm asking you to join me on May 24th, 2022 and say we want progress. This is your chance to take back Arkansas. This is your chance to say no to Senator Boozman once and for all. No matter your political analysis, there is no chance for the Democratic, Independent, or another alternate party at this moment to take back this Senate seat. The numbers speak for themselves. However, Now is your chance to come together in the Republican primary and vote for the individual, not the party. Who among you would not want sound representation in the GOP? If equality and other relevant issues of our modern era are to survive, you need representation in both parties. If you come together as a state in that Republican primary, Senator Boozman will lose. This guarantees a November ballot that sends a clear message to the elite in Washington that people are tired of being led by millionaires who have no idea what us, ordinary people, experience day to day. You can be the first state to show the nation what unity really is and what is achievable through hard work and compassion towards your neighbor. While I understand there are strong feelings on both sides of the aisle, I have seen unity in action, and I know that it is possible with the right leadership. You know in your hearts that Senator Boozman doesn't meet these criteria. You've seen with your own eyes his aloofness and irresponsibility in the face of crisis. If you are honest with yourself, you know now is the time for change. I'm giving you this chance. This is a reunification moment for Arkansas, one of compassion and understanding, the way it used to be and will be again. If you choose not to unite at this moment, nothing will change, and Arkansas will remain dormant and not advancing towards real progress. As Arkansans, you have the unique opportunity to show the nation that real change can happen. For both Trump and Biden supporters out there in Arkansas, I'm not asking you to agree with me on everything, as we all have our own ideologies. However, the differences make us stronger as a state and as a nation. That's the beauty of America. I'm asking you to set an example for the rest of the nation to follow. That when leaders lose touch with their constituents, a state can indeed unify and send a senator packing. I believe in my heart that both Republicans and Democrats in this state are tired of the leadership of Senator Boozman. You must drop your differences at this moment and help secure a better state for us all. I cannot do this without you. I'm calling on Senator Boozman to step up and do the truly American thing, pass the torch, and help light my way. Mr. Boozman, I look forward to the discussions and debates we will have in the coming months. But you've completed your service, sir, and you just don't speak for all Arkansans any longer, and you must realize this. Let's take up this fight together and work for a better Arkansas. The time has come to put a new face on our Republican Party. It's time to make the right choice for Arkansas. Together, we can again make it the party of true progress and national protection as it once was and always shall remain. I thank you for your time, your attention, and most importantly, your support. God bless.